What's up, everybody? My name is Wes, this is Piece Parts, and in this episode we're going to be doing some just basic painting stuff. So we're going to start off with the brakes. I've got all new pads and rotors for all four corners. We've got a new air filter, oil filter, and change the oil, and new spark plug wires, and also a fuel filter to do. So at the end of this video we should have pretty much a whole tune-up done for it and be set to go for driving it. So let's get started with these brakes. Alright, that's one side down. Got the new rotor on there, the new brake pads, and I'm going to have to get some brake clean so I can clean off the rotors, and then we should be good. So, now that I've got this side done, let's go to the other front side.
There's corner number 2. Doing good. Keep her going. On to the back.
Alright, we're doing good. We got 3 down, 1 more to go. Let's throw this wheel on and then get to the other side. Alright, corner number 4 is now done. We got brakes on the front and on the back. So I'm still going to need to bleed the front brakes, and then after we drive it a little bit and kind of get these brakes broken in, then I'm going to need to adjust the e-brake, because the way Miatas adjust the e-brake is a little Allen bolt inside the back of the caliper, and basically what you do is you tighten it up until the wheel can't spin anymore. Once your brakes are all set up right, you tighten it in until the wheel can't spin anymore, and then back it off like a 1/2 to 3/4 of a turn, and then when you pull your e-brake, it should be tight enough. So I got it good right now, but it's never the same. I mean, it's supposed to kind of self-adjust. Over time, those self-adjusters kind of don't really work anymore. But even then, when you put new pads on and stuff like that, then after a while of driving it, it's going to change anyway. So you can set it up now and get it kind of close, but then once you actually get through your braking, once you kind of get through your pad a little bit, then you'll have to reset those anyway. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. As long as we stop, it'll be okay. So next thing we're going to do is get on to the engine, start doing some, we'll do spark plugs and spark plug wires, and probably the air filter, and maybe get to the oil and oil change. So let's do that. Alright, so now we got the brakes done, I got the back wheels back on. I'm leaving the front wheels off for now because I still got to bleed the front brakes. The rear brakes should already be bled, I shouldn't have to bleed them anymore, but if I do, I can still get to them with the wheels on, or I can take them back off. Not too hard to do that. I threw the new fender on there, I kind of pounded on the dent a little bit here. There was a bigger dent right here, now it's just kind of crumpled, but I pounded it out a little bit and then mounted it up so it's nice and sturdy on there. Not going to go anywhere. So the next thing we're going to do is working on getting the fuel filter. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start the car and let it get running. And then I'm going to come down under here, which you can't see. I'm going to come down under here and we're going to pull this yellow plug up here, if I can find it. We're going to pull that yellow plug out right there. That's the fuel pump relay, so when we pull that out, the pump should stop and the engine will die out, run out of the fuel that are in the lines. So I'm going to do that. Alright, I pulled it out and you hear it die. Didn't take very long for it to die. So that's good. You can go ahead and turn the key back off. And now we can get underneath there and get the fuel filter out. Alright, so the filter is right behind this cover here. So first things first, we got to take this little plastic cover off. These little clips here can be kind of annoying. Generally the best thing to do is just very lightly screw them out. The threads just screw, it's a plastic screw It's a plastic screw that threads into a plastic clip, so the threads aren't very strong, and if you push on it too much as you're trying to unthread it, it has a tendency to just push the threads in, so it doesn't actually screw out, it just keeps pushing back in. So the thing that usually works for me is to just very lightly, and of course I say that and then this one's not going to come out, is to just very lightly push but still screw it out, and that'll usually get them out. There we go. Try to get some of this grossness out of the way. Alright, so I got the clamps loose there off of the hoses. I'm going to go ahead and just loosen this up here. The bracket that holds the filter in place. There we go. And I went ahead and threw on some latex gloves here so that I don't get gas all over my hands. I'm probably still going to get it all over me, but yeah, this will help a little bit. Alright, now that I got that loose, I'm going to go ahead and try to get these lines off of there. Probably going to be pretty difficult. One thing you can do with stuck lines usually is to put a pair of pliers on them and kind of twist it around. There we go, that kind of breaks it free. And then sometimes it makes it easier to pull off, sometimes it doesn't. So that's a bit of a challenge there. You got to get the old line off and then keep it from draining everything out of the tank. And I just kind of might use my thumb there, and then swap your filter on real quick. So you kind of want to have your filter handy before you start, which I did. And so this line down here at the bottom has a little slit at the end of it, and it's kind of deteriorated. I've got some more fuel line. This one I probably should change as well, but you know, it doesn't have any cracking or anything in it. It looks okay, and I don't have a very long section of hose, so I'm just going to pull this guy off and cut another piece that's the same length, swap it on, put the hose clamps back on, bolt this down, put the cover over, and then we're good. So. All right. Now we got the filter bolted back in place, got the lines all hooked back up, got this line replaced, so it should be good and leak free. And now we're ready to throw our cover back on here. And then when you put these guys back in, you can pretty much just push them back in place. You don't really have to screw them in. Like I was saying earlier, the threads aren't really very strong on them. So there we go. The old fuel filter swapped out for the new one. Good to go. So the next thing I'm going to do is move up to the front and do an oil change. So let's do that. Alright, I'm going to call that good. This oil must be pretty thin. Already got the new filter changed, so all we got to do, pour some oil in it, and we should be good to go.
You guys think I can do it with no funnel? Let's see. Spilled a little bit there. That's going to be a wrap on this week's episode. We got a full tune-up done on it, brake service, so hopefully by next week we should be able to drive this thing. So thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching. I appreciate so much if you guys like the video. Comment below if you have any suggestions on how I can improve my videos, and be sure to subscribe for more content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out. Oh, and don't forget to plug your relay back in or else your car won't start. So, that's what I'm gonna do.